Back and forth. All right. Good Monday morning, everybody. It is the week of Christmas, pretty much. Oh my gosh. I feel like these last 3 months have flown by and the rest of the year was so slow. It's like the whole year was in these last 3 months. But I'm super excited. The end of the year is coming. 2022 is going to be an amazing year for Author Talk. So you guys know me, Amy, here with Russell and Fern. It's just us three today, and we're going to recap the year and some of our favorite moments and things going on. So, with all that being said, hey, you guys, how are you? How's your Monday?
I'm great. Turn off your phone, Fern.
Oh, girl.
Hey, it's 10 o'clock. My phone is telling me it's 10 o'clock.
Anyway.
You know when it's the hour.
So, I think the biggest news we had all year was when we found out what our ratings were. Because when you called us and told us that, we thought you were lying to us.
I sent you the screenshot. I can't lie with a screenshot, but yeah, I get it. Well, that was one of the bigger changes we did, right? Is one, we started multi-streaming instead of just going to Facebook, right? We started going to LinkedIn and everywhere. And then on top of that, we put Author Talk all on the different podcasting channels. So if you go and you type in Author Talk on Good Pods, Russell brought this to my attention. It's the fourth one. It's the one with the gold banner that says Author Talk, Hearing Authors' Stories. That is our show. There is other podcasts and stuff called Author Talk, different variations of it. That is our show. I'll be putting some links and everything down below for everybody. Just if you want to go and check us out. It is all app driven, but I'll put everywhere that you can find us and how you can find us down below for everybody. But that would be one of the biggest things and changes for Author Talk this year is we did branch out and try new things, Russell, like you've been asking me to do for years. And
I know. I begged you. I'm so good at telling other people what they need to do.
You are. I appreciate that about you dearly.
Yeah. Well, we've done well. I mean, I was really surprised to see that we had, those kinds of ratings. I mean, who knew that people actually wanted to hear from us?
I like hearing from us.
And the funniest part is for years we were like, who's going to be on? Who's going to be on? And now, Amy, you're like running out of time slots because there's so many people that want to be on.
I am. And that's such a good problem and an exhausting problem to have, right? So currently Author Talk is booked all the way through March of next year. We have a ton of new authors, new friends that we've made, relationships that we've built kind of coming on. And so it's exciting. I am super excited about the next year and hearing, just more author stories and journeys. We're going to have some USA Today bestsellers coming on, New York Times bestsellers, some first-time authors, and that's just fun for me just to hear, the backside of their stories is going to be so fun.
And that's a direct result of the work you did this year of getting the word out there that Author Talk is out there and then getting Author Talk out on the podcast.
Yeah. I mean, it really was like a group effort because all of us do it together. I just do the techie part. That's all I do. I do the tech part. Everything else is all of us, which I think is fun. But I think it's fun to look back on the year, right? I mean, last week, Russell, when me and you were talking with Sandy, it was, like reminiscing how it all kind of started, right? And then this year, Fern joined us as, a co-host for the whole year. And it's been a lot of fun and just the relationships and everything and the people that we've met and stuff. So for each of you guys, what was one of the favorite times of you guys for Author Talk this year?
I think for me, just getting to be on it, I was really honored that you guys wanted me, and it makes my Monday mornings, because Mondays are not good days. Okay, Mondays in general tend to be not so hot kind of days,
right? Yeah,
and and so when I have this to look forward to, like I get up and I, go take the little fluffy dog to her walk and stuff, and then I come back in and I'm rearing to go, and it's really nice to have something to look forward to. But now this morning I didn't have Fluffy Dog because she's at her father's house, because we share custody. I did not like having to drop her off there.
That would be hard for sure. Russell, what about you?
I'm surprised he would take her after the way she stinks.
She does not stink anymore. She no longer smells of skunk. Her backyard, National Geographic edition skunk interaction is over, but you can still keep writing about skunk dog because I think those stories are cute.
Well, they're first drafts, and first drafts are always crap. And I worked all weekend thinking about the skits within Skunk Dog Christmas. And I wrote it this morning, and when I finished, it didn't come out as well as all the skits that I thought that would go within the children's book. But it was the first draft, and since you're like a genius editor, which you are, I mean, I'm always giving you crap because that's part of our shtick is I mean to you and Amy, but I'm not being mean about that. It's true. You are. And so I thought, well, I'm not really in love with it, but I got to send it to you. And actually, you guys had this great weekend of work, and I was lucky enough to get to spend a few hours with you this weekend and with Sandy. And we were with Sandy over at Sandy's, and she has this comical little fat chihuahua that really doesn't have legs. They just have little sticks that stick out from its fat body.
I love Dinger. Don't make fun of Dinger. I love
And Dinger is the greatest name.
It is.
And so the Christmas story was about introducing Dinger to the skunk dog universe.
Wow, I love it.
I really like Dinger. He made me feel so special because every time that I would go anywhere into or out of the house, he would bark, bark, bark and be like, she's here, she's here. I felt like I was just like, a star.
But I guess my favorite part was that, when Sandy retired last year, we were really, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And Fern really came on and really embraced Sandy's role in our podcast. And I think it just gets better every week.
Yeah, I would agree. I think so for sure.
I'm excited for a lot of the people that are coming to the podcast, the list that you have already of the booked people. But of course, I have my particular favorite, Max Regan. We're going to have Max back in January, and he's going to be talking about his programs, the things that he offers writers. And, that's his program really is the heart of what keeps my writing going. Because, starting with the January intensive that he does coming up, and then the boot camps 3 times a year, the 10 days of, writing 1,000 words a day. That really pumps me up in just the right spots of the year, the retreat and stuff. I mean, it's really, and between that and NaNoWriMo, between Max's program and NaNoWriMo, it keeps my writing juices going.
Fern, tell people what NaNoWriMo is for the ones that don't know.
Oh, well, that's National Novel Writing Month. Now, National Novel Writing Month is officially November, right? It's the challenge of writing 50,000 words in November, which is a novel. And so that's their official one. But they also have nano camps. So they have an April camp and they have a July camp. And you set your own goals in those. So November, everybody is working towards 50,000 words. That's just NaNoWriMo November. But in April and July, you can set your own goals, and they could be revision goals. They can be drafting goals, depending on what you're working on. it's really nice because you have the camp going, you have the community of writers who are working towards this, and really those are programs that I think that Sean and Anna and I, who are the MLs, we're trying to kind of expand a little bit, try to bring new energy towards continuing the writing, not just collecting as a group of writers for the drafting in November, but supporting each other through revisions and through seeking publication and things like that. So I think I love Sean's writer's lunch. If you haven't had a chance to attend a writer's lunch with Sean, look him up on Facebook and attend, because they're really good. He brings a lot of really great resources.
I love it. I really do. I love that he comes on. I don't know. He comes on. I'm good at making people feel like I'm their best friend, but he made me feel like I was his best friend in that whole moment. And I'd never met him, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love you. Like, I just, yeah. So I cannot wait for him to come back on. So let's say hi to everybody that is tuning in. I know I need to do it. You guys all wrote it, Tim. So let me tell you guys. Rock Hill is on. Felicia Little sent a GIF that won't show. Leroy says, good morning to my favorite people. Good morning, Leroy. Rock Hill, yes, I did change my office around. Good morning. Merry Christmas. That is my mother. Merry Christmas, James and Nadita. Hey, good morning, everybody. Yes, we hope everybody has a fantastic Christmas and a happy holidays this season. But, we are excited about this past year and what all has happened for Author Talk and what is going to happen this coming year for Author Talk. So we're excited to hear from you. So make sure that you put what you're doing or how your Monday is going in the comment section down below, and share this out with whoever you want and would love to be on. Ooh, is that James Hill's book? Ooh.
Yes, it is. I just got it. I won it during your 12 days. And you need to talk about that a little bit, even though you're probably tired of talking about it a little bit. But James, thank you. I've got it. It's beautiful. I posted it on Author Talk. We've got responses about it. I will read it this week.
I have that book. I have James's book. Yeah, I love that. I love that ship, by the way. I love the ship. That's so cool.
One of our most loyal, we have a lot of loyal viewers, and I guess from the ratings that we have got on podcasts, we have a lot of loyal listeners that we don't know about.
I know people like to listen to us, you guys. Oh my gosh, who would have thought, right?
Yeah, my wife doesn't listen to me. I don't know why anyone else will.
Hey, you know what though? I feel like that's like a spouse thing, because Josh doesn't watch my show either unless I tell him like who's going to be on and he's interested, then he watches it. But I mean, I feel like that's just like a spouse.
I think it's a significant other thing.
Yeah.
Because, I invite my significant other to watch, and he's like, whatever,
Yeah. Oh, Russell, Rock Killer James is telling you to look for the hidden feature in the cover.
Ooh.
So how do I know it's hidden? Okay, here's the question, James. How do I know it's hidden if I see it?
What are you supposed to be looking for? I think that's better. Like, give us a hint as to what are we looking for, right? I think for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Dave.
How would you guys recap this year in 3 words?
Tired, exhausting, productive.
Okay. Russell, what about you?
Massively disruptive, because the one thing you can say about my life this year is the end of this year, it's massively disruptive because we're selling what we have here, and we're moving to Atlanta. We already bought a house in Atlanta, which is an awful, awful, shocking thing. But we've already bought one, and we know we're moving February 14th through 16th. And so disruption is what I would say. And by the way, I philosophically believe in that. I believe
twins. You had twins this year.
genetically identical twin granddaughters, which completely has destroyed my daughter's life in a good way, because now they have, instead of going over to the one granddaughter, it's like a nursery. There's so many babies. It's
I love
incredible. And I finally got good writing done again, partially due to Fern nagging me, finally agreeing to do Nano. And by the way, I never did 50,000 words. I don't do things like that. But what I did do was produce some of the best words that I've ever written. And it's got me really rolling again. And one of the important things I did this year was learn that my oldest 5-year-old granddaughter does not like holidays that don't include Barbies. So I've decided from now on, Grandpa's buying a Barbie for every holiday for my oldest granddaughter. And this is the holiday Christmas Barbie that we just got for her.
I love it. I love
and since we had 2 more granddaughter babies that are rolling through in her family, those Barbies will get lots of use.
Yeah.
Lots
of Barbie gets a bad rap, but because of the body image, all that jazz conversations. But I don't know about you, but Barbie, she is a professional woman. She has multiple professions. And, she has the most gorgeous house. She obviously makes good money. And she doesn't need.
I think she has an ugly little pink house made out of plastic.
What are you talking about?
It's grotesque.
Hey, you know what? When I was little, I had the beach bungalow, okay? And then the pool was on top of the house. And if you pumped the telescope, bubbles came in the pool. Oh, my gosh. I loved it. And then I had the little beetle. And it had the key, and you could use the key to pop the trunk open. Oh, my gosh.
Did your sisters break it?
No, I was the baby. I got all my stuff. It was mine. My sisters didn't touch my stuff. I loved it. Barbies were fun. I tried to get my girls Barbies this year, and Josh was like, we're not ready for Barbies, meaning he's not ready for Barbies.
You are ready. You need to start getting those girls some Barbies.
You have to put stickers on everything, and I think that that's not what he's like prepared for. But I'm like, oh my gosh, can we go down the Barbie aisle? Like the pink aisle is my aisle, right? Like that's just my personality. Oh my gosh. So needless to say, I've already done that. I have an order through Target that's coming, and they have Barbie dolls coming. Like, yeah. He has to pick it up today. Like,
yeah, I still have my Barbie. I still have one of my Barbies, and I have a Wonder Woman Barbie because
of course you have to. Russell, James says you'll know when you see it, and
I don't see it, James.
I do want to say my favorite thing that happened to me personally this year is in July, on the anniversary of my books coming out the year before, Doctor Who Online, the official fan site of the Whovian universe, they reviewed my book and they loved it. They loved it. And I got a note from Nathan Jones, the gentleman who reviewed it for them, asking of like, what is the itinerary for book 2? So, that's pretty darn awesome.
So what is the itinerary for book 2?
December of 2022 is Gorge of Offensive, because I really want the war portion of it to be really well fleshed out. And I'm still kind of working on that. Thank you, Nandita. I know, right? It's really awesome. But I do have book 1 of my Dragon and His Kitten, The Dragon and His Kitten. That series is going to launch in July. And it's a romance, and it has one of the main characters is a minor character in the United Bidden series. So it'll be nice. So I will have something to offer readers in July.
Nice. I like it.
Leroy is watching Leroy's book. Book 1, The Heir of Naldakar. It is coming in September. That is his date. He doesn't know that yet because, I haven't told him. This is his official first being told by his publisher. We're getting his book out in September. And Russell's book 1 and 2 will be launching in October. Max Novella, which gives you a really great insight into one of the minor characters in her book, in her novel, is launching in November. So my gosh, we have some really great books coming out this year.
Yes, yes, you do. And Leroy, hello. Did you just hear your announcement from your publisher? Let us know. If not, we'll have Fern repeat it because it was the first time that you're going to hear it for sure. But Russell, man, I'm excited. Your books are coming out, man.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And the next book is moving along really quick. So I'm very excited. And everyone that's listening to this can go to our Author Talk page. And in fact, if you're listening to this on the podcast, and by the way, if you're listening to us on the podcast, which most people apparently do now, we thank you for it. You're smarter than me because you could find it before I could find it. I actually had to ask Amy before this show because a bunch of people last night was, how do we find the podcast? I don't know. So that's why Amy was explaining it. And I'm going to actually try to learn to do it afterwards and do what you said, Amy.
Okay.
But I forgot what I was going to say. What was I talking about? I don't know what I was going to say. I guess I
you were thanking everybody and everyone that's on our Author Talk channel. So I believe what Russell's trying to say is that if you're listening to us, and my kids right now in the background, because this is just how my life was rolling this week, that you should go over. I can't even finish.
I love it when that happens.
You just can't help but laugh, man. I can't help but laugh. But he's saying to go on over to our Author Talk Facebook page and like our page. And if you are following us on our podcast, make sure you go over to YouTube so you can see all of us. And Russell, give us a hard time. I talk a lot with my hands and I'm super animated. So if you like to make fun of people, this is definitely the one to do. Or if you want to see me turn my camera off to go deal with my children, it's just nice to visually see those things. So make sure you check us out over on YouTube is where Russell was going. But I'm going to mute myself and let you guys talk while I go deal with the situation.
I think that she's parked right outside the door, isn't she?
Yes, and she's on the floor and she's kicking my door. And it's just how life's rolling.
Oh, yeah. I had posted, Amy's doing that. I had posted a New York Times article from yesterday's book columns, which I love New York Times books on Sunday, and it had the top 20 covers, and there were some great covers. And it's funny, Fern, that covers the biggest artistically accredited covers of the year aren't what most of us think is what your cover should look like. And I really like that because that means you can open up the box a little bit. So for the authors, you ought to go back and look at that article on Author Talk from the New York Times. Give yourself some ideas about where your covers might be able to go.
Well, that's pretty cool. I like the idea of pushing the envelope on covers, because we've been doing that. I don't know about y'all, but one of my favorite covers right now is Mac's cover, Mac Little's Daughter of Hades. I mean, that is a beautiful cover. It says what the book is about. It gives you, but it's not like your average run-of-the-mill cover, And I think Burston has really done a great job of doing some of the awesome cover art,
Russell, do you have
which link are we talking about?
The one about kind of branching out on covers.
Okay, it was in the New York Times yesterday. I actually attached it to the Author Talk group page yesterday. So you can go over to the Author Talk page and find it attached. It's like the second one or the third article down on the Author Talk page.
Yeah, Nadita, I just tagged you in it, so you'll get notified, and that way you have it.
And it was real education. And Nadita, thank you very much for responding. Okay, I got to say this. One of the new things from the last year that I really like, another new thing, is how Amy has started manipulating the people that make comments to make them more a part of the show. And I
Yeah.
think it actually makes our podcast better the way Amy does it, because she actually lets the people that are watching us live engage and be a part of the show. That's one of my favorite parts. I always try to respond as much as possible.
Yeah, I think that does make it really cool when it can be more interactive like that. I think it works. But I really like that about StreamYard, even though it doesn't let me have a really cool background because I need a green screen and I don't have a green screen.
Yeah.
Oh, well. The thing is, things change so quickly. By next month, you might have green screens back. I'm actually cannot wait to have my shows from out on my new patio in the forest in Atlanta.
That's going to be so cool. You know, and one of the things that I'm going to do what Amy did of rearranging my office. And
I think you should let me come over to throw some of that junk away behind you.
You do not need to be throwing anything away.
Hey, but she didn't say you couldn't come over. She just said you couldn't throw things away. So that's your in, Russell. You could come over and then
Well, she's so good about that. Viewers, this weekend I went over and I took a 20 tawny grams port, and I left it behind because they wanted to have another drink, and Fern took it home with her and is watching it to make sure that it's safe.
I am taking care of the port. I had another glass of it yesterday. It is really
just
delicious.
To make sure it was good, right? Not to drink it, but to make sure it was good.
Yeah, I mean, we can't let it go bad, Russell. We can't let it go bad.
Okay, so explain to me what a port is, because I don't know. I know like whiskey, bourbon, vodka. I
port
can do that.
Is wine with brandy in it, aged, and a 20 tawny means that it's been aged a long time. And we went to Portugal and we must have tried 50 different ports. And Graham's 20 tawny is our absolute favorite. And the truth is, I've been dying to get Fern to taste this port. We've been talking about it for years. I was supposed to take all the port on a writer's retreat she was having, and then somebody died and I wasn't able to go.
Well, that's
no,
true.
It was before that.
The first time,
and so I really wanted to take advantage, and Fern put some damage on that port even yesterday, I think.
You know, I am, you're right. I will take one for the team when it comes to port.
That's my mother. That's my mother right there that wrote that.
Well, I will totally.
I bet your mother can drink a little port too.
Maybe. I'm surprised. I didn't know what it was, but now it sounds like really good. So I'm going to have to do it. I've been on a White Russian kick recently, and that's like my evening. My kids are asleep. That's my drink to kind of release the
that's
day.
when you would have a little glass of port.
I should. Yes, that's on my list for today amongst other things.
I'm not a big fan of liquors because they kind of burn as they go down. I'm not a fan of that. But with the port, it is sweet. So it doesn't have that burn effect, and it goes perfect. To me, it is the perfect accompaniment for a good cigar. It's a glass
and that's one of the big things for Fern this past year. She got to drink more port.
I did. I enjoyed it. I mean, you know, and like in the morning I have my coffee and my cigar, which I think is a great pairing, you know,
with your mascara.
With my mascara, because you're not ready for the day if you don't have mascara.
True. Please statement.
We did. But with the port in the evenings, you know, after a good meal, you have a little port, little cigar in the evening. It's great. I mean, it relaxes you. I love it.
I'm going to have to try it. I heard you guys talking about it, and I was like, I don't know. I felt like I should know what a port is, and I was like, okay, I'm going to hold off. And then this morning, I was like, no, I want to know what a freaking port is, because if you guys are talking this highly about it, even Sandy knew. I was like, I need to know what it is. But you guys, our time is coming down to an end for this Monday. And, you know, next week will be our last show of the year. But you guys know we don't miss a Monday. If we have to, we pre-record and we send it out. So we have a show every single Monday, and it will be the same in this coming year. So with all that being said, closing statements first.
Closing statement. Next Monday, you guys, we are going to be doing on Author Talk. We're going to be giving away 3 of our 3-day passes for the Houston Writers Guild Spring Conference. That is coming up in April, and we're going to be giving it away to all those authors who joined the guild, you know, from October through December, or who renewed. So if you renewed or you joined the guild, your name will be in this raffle. Mac Little is our membership person. She's going to be sending us who those people are. Amy's going to be putting it on the wheel of names, and we're going to be giving away 3 of our 3-day passes. This is our editor and agent conference in the spring. You're not going to want to miss it. So that's going to be live on next Monday.
Yes, so that is not a Monday you're going to want to miss for sure. Russell, did you find him?
I see it. Nice. I see it. But I would not have seen it if James hadn't typed it in.
Nice.
Can you see it? Can people see it? You should get this book. It's a beautiful book. And by the way, I need, you know, sometimes you can't get a hardback book.
Right.
When I published my first book, I wanted to have hardback, and I couldn't because Amazon wouldn't do it. James has a hardback. This is a hardback book. I'm kind of jealous of James, and I would love to have him on in the coming year to ask him about this book. So that's something I would like to do in the next year.
Absolutely. So, Russell, closing statements from you.
That was my closing statement.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
I found that you can see the secret. Can you see it?
No.
I will be 2 weeks from now. I'll be in a car driving to Atlanta, so my wife has a car when she flies over there to work in the first part of the year. And so if I'm not here, Sandy will be, which is, we'd love to have Sandy on too, though she talks too long.
No, she doesn't.
What better way to end from Russell with that statement? But you guys, we wish you all a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, and we can't wait to talk to you guys all next year. So if you're watching this later or you're listening to it, make sure that you let us know what your favorite author talk was this coming year, or this past year, and how, if there's someone that you would love to have on, or if you'd love to be on, just reach out to us. We are more than welcome.
And I just want to say, before we close, I also want to wish people a bah humbug for those who don't celebrate. I just want to say, we acknowledge you too, and bah humbug to everybody.
I don't know if I acknowledge them or not. They got a party.
So until next Monday, you guys, we hope everybody has a fantastic Monday, a happy holidays, and Merry Christmas, you guys. So until then, we'll catch you all next Monday. Bye, everyone.